Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith and Black channel here, Ticker Talker with the Strat Time Report, and we're starting a new week. So the weeklies and the 60s and the dailies all start over again today. So we want to see what's going on here to start off. And so, you start off the week, we want to know what we're up against, right? And so we want to look at the four broader averages to start off, right? See what are they doing. So we got the SPY opening up here, and you're going to see this on the upper left. Down on Friday. 2-2 reversal to start the week, right here, right? And so what that does is it reconfirms full time frame continuity. Anytime the 60 is green, green month, green week, right? Now, still an inside week, all right? But it's obviously very early in the week. But anytime you have all this going green, you do have the 2-2 reversal to start off the week here, right? 2 down, 2 up. If we go to QQQ, you're going to see the same here. Pokes down on Friday. 2 down, right, by taking out the low, and then boom, these two become an outside bar of that, trying to climb up. And here you can see this nice and strong to start is the Qs here, and just back into this monthly unchangedness, which is not helping us, and that's why he keeps going back and forth and back and forth, and why we're staying on this stuff. If you go to take a look at the Dow Jones Diamonds, diamonds would still be inside day, and you can see a little much more lackluster in here. Let's make sure that's right. Yeah, so you can see a lot more lackluster in here, just kind of setting there as the diamonds. And if you go to small cap, you're going to see this here, inside day in red from the opening. Now it looks like maybe no, not quite inside 60. But once again, if you go to the monthly, you're just going to see this. These dojis are just killing us. Right? We could use a little action and take out maybe take out a weekly low or something like that. But we just don't have that as yet. So if we go to SMH. And SMH, you're going to see this. 2 down, 2 up, still inside week. Now, once again, those monthly problems, we're just bouncing back and forth. And you go to XLK. XLK, here you can see that. Once again, 2 down, 2 ups, and that's giving us a lot of tech. So with XLK, Apple. And here, Apple, once again, look at these monthlies is the problem. That's why if you're wondering why you're not getting a lot of follow-through in certain things, it's because of these monthlies, all right? Doing nothing. Still an inside week, all right? But you do have, like, all these other things here. 2 down, taking out the lows, boom. Now you can see these two become an outside bar of that. We're going to see if it's going to be strong enough to come up into all that We got a new 60s here, so we want to see how strong things are. You can also notice, some of these sectors like XLE, here, not playing well. FAS here, and so this is why it's important to have your sector list up, because the FAS is taking out last week's lows. If you go to XLF here, KRE here, taking out last week's lows, KIE. This tells you they're selling financials across the board, right? So we'll get to that in a second. We'll stick with the strength first. NVIDIA. And NVIDIA, we were kind of hoping for all these things to 2 down on the, because there's a lot of RevStrat setups to the downside on the weeklies, but not getting it. So you play what they give you. Here you can see this broadening formation here and here on the weekly, just right back into the middle of it. Started to do over. Here you go, 2 down by taking out the low. Boom, these become an outside bar of that. The question is going to be strong enough for all this. Q staying firm on the flip here. If you go to, like all the usual suspects, Intel, you can see that poke down, 2-2 back up, and the reason that's important is because it was still inside month to the upside in the lower middle. And you can also see it opened here inside 60. There was your signal. That was your signal, reconfirming this here. If we go to LRCX, here you can see this is an inside day, then it poked down, upper left. And then boom, RevStrat, pivot machine gun through these guys to take care of business. Taking out last week's highs, and the monthly still that issue inside month. And so we just got to be careful when you have all that kind of stuff, because we just go in back and forth, back and forth. More chip, AMAT. And AMAT going after last week's highs, and Doji land on the month. Everything looking a little similar, which is good. That means they're going to semis across the board. Inside 60 there, right? And the 2 down. 2 up for AMAT. KLAC going to the highs now. There you go. The 2 down, poke down, back up. These are an outside bar of that. You're back into an old outside day. See if you can take out the week here and the monthly just sitting there the way it does. But all of them just driving higher as right now. If we go to Microsoft came out firing out of the gates. And however, still an inside week. And look at this month. Just back and forth, back and forth. And that's what this looks like on the daily. Yay, boo, yay, boo, yay, just back and forth, right? And that's how we got to play them. So and for the rest of the day, these two become an outside bar of that. Of course, you're going to be strong enough for that. Q's still holding gains as of right now. If you go to Adobe also at the slight lower low on Friday, and then boom, back to previous range. That's what you want. Right? Stop these guys, these guys, these guys, and these guys, and these two become an outside bar of all that. Trying to get back up here on the month. So you can see stop them all out, these guys, and then just come right back up and back into this range. You get back into this range we go. If we go to GILD, and GILD taking the inside week to the upside, right? So you got your signal there. Looks like an inside day too. 62, nope, not quite. 2 down, 2 back up on there. Now stuck in here on the 60. We'll see if that picks up any more steam. We can watch that with IBB, because IBB poking back up on this. We'll see if anything goes. Once again, these monthlies, just no fun at all. If we go to Dxcm, and Dxcm, still down on the month, the 2 down on the month, but you're starting a new week, so you got to see identify if these sellers come back. So far, they have not, and that's why you can constantly watch that 60, the daily, and the weekly to override this if those sellers are gone. So then you get this here, the 2 down by taking out the low, the inside day, and there's your reversal. Boom, right back up through these guys, coming back through previous range. We'll see if that can keep going. If we go to Jafin. And Jafin, here you go. Still an inside week, but after last week's shenanigans, inside day to the upside here, and that was nice. Above 910, boom. We'll see if we can get out of this range if it sets up again. Right now it's inside on the 60. We'll see if we can break that. If we go to Teslers, and Tesla got to get outside of these weeks, right? Look at this month. It's back and forth, back and forth. But it did go 2 down to stop them out on Friday and coming back through this range. And one of the setups we look for besides the inside 60 on the 15er here's your 2 down. Boom, right back up. Then here, the inside 15. Pokes down, rev strat, boom, right there, straight into the high she went. So we'll see if more comes of that. Really could use a weekly break on that Tesla. SPY and Q staying firm here. If we go to the Facebook, and Facebook, once again, outside bar after the inside bar. We call that a 1-bar rev strat, right? Because you had your equilibrium, tried to go down, and then boom, comes back through, then pivot machine gun. Stops here, 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 and here, taking them out. Now you got these guys to come after. Facebook having a nice Monday morning. If we go to CSIQ, see this here, taking the inside week, not totally blasting off just yet, but we'll see. And that tells us, here we go, inside 30, trying to go inside 30 up right now. Over 48.61. You can take a look at how's FSLR doing. Little bit inside day up, so we'll see. SunPower, how you doing? Little bit. If we go to Mondelez, and Mondelez now would be an inside 30, outside day to the upside, taking out last week's highs and above last month's highs. So you can see this was outside bar on the month, then went down, then poked down a little bit, then another outside bar. So we're looking to come up and take this thing out. 54.96. Sorry. That's not right. 60. Looking to take out 60. So you got a little bit more on Mondelez. If we go to that downside, you got financial starting off a little rough. Like I said, FAS and all these guys trying to take out last week's lows, and that tells you JP Morgan here taking out last week's lows. That's something I'd want to know about, right? 2-2 reversal back to the downside. If we go to Goldman Sachs, So the Goldman Sachs also just slightly, not getting killed, and that's why we just do a lot of observations on a Monday, but coming back down, 2-2 reversal on that. SIVB here, coming back down to take out last week's lows, having a rough morning here is SIVB Bank, Northern Trust, regional banks. There you go, shooter, 2 up, back down, all right, countering the month, but having a nice little dumper here off the inside 30 there, and looks like right there. If we go to Zion Bank, same deal here, taking out those lows. So that's telling us they're dumping banks and buying a little tack, eh? Yep, sure looks like it. If we go to PDD, and here I was looking, this is in the weekend video, so didn't have a lot of magnitude, but you did have the monthly signals. On the weekly, what I mean by magnitude is this was a 2 down, and then this took out the high and came back through. Would have been an outside bar, just ran out of time. So we were looking for this to take that out, which we got right out the chute here on the opening right there, because that reconfirms this monthly here. The 2 up, 2 down reversal, still good. So PDD still in some trouble here. If we go to EXPE, and EXPE here, still not taking out last week's lows, but we can keep an eye on it just because it is taking out Friday's lows and staying down with the market somewhat strong. Oh, yeah. UPST from last week, still going. Upstart. Boom. Get. Sorry about that. Sometimes I miss a few because there's so much to keep an eye on. Back to the financials for a second. Allstate. See, this is an insurance too. So here we'll see if that gets worse, but taking out last week's lows. If we go to PLCE. PLCE, 2 up by taking out the highs, and boom, there's your reversal off the inside day right there. So we'll see if that continues at all. Bring that one in. If we go to Groupon, and Groupon saw this early, and these guys early, and wanted to see if they come back. Looks like they're not coming back, at least not right now, because they have a nice long red bar to start the day, but recovering just a tad into here. If we go to Nordstrom, and Nordstrom we like for a while because of the inside month to the upside here, but anytime you take out this high, we call that exhaustion risk, right? Because you did what you're supposed to do, take out these highs, stop them out, which it did, but then it comes back in here. Now there's a 2 up, 2 down, countering that on the week below 40.93. So still having some problems there is Nordstrom. So we go to VC. And VC, here you can see this inside bar, weekly upper middle, pokes up, then boom, this would be RevStrat back to the downside for the rest of the week below here. 126.01. All right, so you're there. See if you get some more out of it. Once again, a lot of these monthly problems just sitting here doing nothing, but we'll see. If we go to Twitter, ADQ's going to the highs, SWKS going to the highs, SMH going to the highs, Apple going to the highs. They're all buying them techs. Microsoft going to the highs as I speak. Twitter also that inside week and a strong tech tape. Pokes up, boom, RevStrat to the downside for the rest of this week below here, 65.77. If we go to Boeing, NVIDIA to the highs, Q's to the highs, Marvell to the highs, okay. And Boeing, like I said, those diamonds were a little weak and trying to go after last Friday's lows, but this right here gets my attention on the week. Below 251.31, right? You're not there yet, so keep an eye on it because we can see that was a little lackluster. If you go to RLX, and RLX, newer issue and just been puking since inception. The 2-2 down in the month, kind of stuck in here right now. We'll see. Got your inside 60. We'll see if that sets up again for you. Also some weakness in trannies. FedEx trying to go 2 back down after the gap up. If you go to IYT, you'll see the difference here, almost an outside day to the downside compared to all that techie stuff. So you've got CP rail over there having a rough day. And there you go, inside and down off the 60 right here. And where's that 5 minute? And fiver comes up, triangle them out. Well, how about a 15er? 15, or here's that same setup. You see this? The inside bar pokes up, boom, rev strat back to the lows. She goes, and that's taking out last week's lows as well. Looks like I'm running out of time again. I always am, but that's okay. We got Riot Blockchain. Also here, taking inside day to the downside. We'll see if that weakens, if we can take out that week. And maybe just one more, SWBI. Do we need any guns? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so here, see if we can take out this weekly low. Here, below 18, you're almost there after taking out all these guys in here. So as you can see, discernible strength and weakness within the market, the internals. But that's good because that shows you the sector rotation, where institutional flow is going. They selling, they bank, they buying, they tech. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith. This is the Black Channel here at Ticker Tackle Strat Time Report.